So long story short, just about last night I got really curious and really bored, and I was like, oh man, goddamn, when does the 2020-2021 NBA season start? So what I did was pull out my iPhone, bring up Google's, and I found out that it started December 22nd, which is about 2 weeks away from now. And even scarier than that is that the preseason starts on the 11th, which is literally this Friday, and I didn't realize that until last night. Time is ticking, and I'm kinda in a rush to feed y'all all my thoughts, so we can have a few more conversations until we see that ball bounce up on that hardwood court once again. In today's little marathon, I'm going to give you my 2020-2021 NBA season power rankings. Now look, just so at number 15 are the Washington Wizards. Now, I don't love the Westbrook move, but I ain't gonna lie, I can't deny the facts, and I can't deny what I see in front of my eyes. They did get clearly better, and they have a lot of good young players who will get better over time, which is kind of exciting for Wizards fans. You got someone who is clear as day more talented than John Wall, and also you got someone who will make sure that you're indeed a playoff team and will literally haul you to the 8th, 7, maybe even 6th seed if everybody on that team gels as well as I think they could potentially gel. The Phoenix Suns are number 14 on my power rankings list. CP3 is going to do wonders for this organization, and Devin Booker will get his first taste of a winning season, mostly because of CP3. They had a very solid offseason, and I really can't say too much about this team because, hey, we already know the obvious. DeAndre Ayton is about to go out there and do his thing. Miles Bridges is going to improve as a defender, improve as a shooter, and Cam Johnson is going to prove why he is one of the better shooters in the NBA, who doesn't get talked about as much as he should. Coming in at number 13 are the Atlanta Hawks. So many offseason changes happened, and we are actually a deep, veteran-filled team with great young talent at the same time. Right now, I ain't gonna lie, I'm happy as hell as an Atlanta Hawks fan because I get to see us finally stop struggling and be a playoff contender once again. And we actually have real deal NBA players who have earned their respect. You don't have no random 72, 75, 65 overall players on our team no more. No, we got that man Rajon Rondo. We signed Danilo Gallinari. We got that man Bogdanovic. With the 6th overall pick, we got that defensive stud Big O Onyeka Okongwu. If I said his name wrong, I am very sorry, but I'm just too hyped right now for my Atlanta Hawks team. And of course, we still have Cam Reddish, DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Trigger, Young Killer Young, and John Collins. I'm really happy as a Hawks fan, and I'm happy to see and say that I'm not gonna be hanging around you guys who are fans of poverty teams in the NBA. I'm not one of y'all no more, and I'm kind of in the middle class. What's up? Clawing their way at number 12 is the Toronto Raptors. Now the Raptors just got a tad worse by losing out on their 2 centers in Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, which a lot of Raptors fans I feel like are taking this with a grain of salt. But I think they may not be too worried about it because of guys like Pascal Siakam. He's of course young and is getting incrementally better. And also that man OG Anunoby, who is one of the top 5 defenders in the NBA, at least in my mind, who is one of the best kept secrets. I just think that this loss is going to hurt them, sting them just a little bit more than what a lot of people think, and I can't see them being any more than a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference this year. The Portland Trail Blazers are ranked at number 11 because they improved a lot, not only defensively but offensively, with now Robert Covington being a part of the roster. They're now a lock in the Western Conference and will be a playoff team. And also, something that I want to say is that if Damian Lillard, he's one of the NBA's most beloved players because the way he walks, talks, plays, his dunks, the deep threes, all that, bro. Everybody loves Dame because of how real and true to himself that he is. And a lot of people like me would love to see Damian Lillard win an MVP award. Now, Dame was to do that in any year of his career. Now was the year to do something like that because his team is the best that has ever been in quite a while. The Utah Jazz come butting in at number 10. I just want to say this and this only. Donovan Mitchell can take this team to a whole nother level. What we saw in the NBA bubble and those duels that he had against Jamal Murray told us all that Donovan Mitchell has something that we haven't seen before in him, and he may have that superstar potential in him. He has star potential, of course. He's already a star in my opinion, but superstar potential is only something that maybe 6 to 7, 5 really NBA players can say that they have. They could be as high as a top 3 seed and also make it potentially to the Western Conference Finals. A lot of people don't realize this, but that man Bojan Bogdanovic, who was a 20-point per game scorer for the Utah Jazz this last season, didn't play at all in the bubble, I believe. Played in the series that we all witnessed, that historic series against the Denver Nuggets. Probably wouldn't have gone 7 games, and if it did, the Utah Jazz ended up walking away with that W. And that means that if they had the ability to beat the Denver Nuggets, what would they be able to beat the Los Angeles Clippers? And that would have been an easy pathway to the Western Conference Finals. That's just a little hypothetical that I thought of in my mind, and that's why I'm really optimistic for the Utah Jazz. At number 9 is the new look Brooklyn Nets. Now the biggest X factor for them is, I ain't gonna lie, their health. As we all know, they're super nice offensively. Nobody can question just how nice they can be offensively because they have a slew of weapons. Too many weapons, possibly for their own good, in Spencer Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie Irving, and Joe Harris. All those guys are bona fide buckets in the league. But the question that everybody and their mama has for them is, how well of a defensive team can they be this upcoming season? Now, they did trade for that man, Bruce Brown, but is Bruce Brown alone enough to change how nice they are of a defensive team? No, not at all. He is for sure helpful and he can help this team, but I don't think he's enough to really address this issue completely. At number 8 are the Miami Heat. Now, they didn't make any major moves like all these other teams, but they are a team who depends on young talent, and a year with young talent developing is huge for them. Bam Adebayo is going to get better. Tyler Hero is going to get better, and Kendrick Nunn is probably going to get better as well. Those are 3 players that the Miami Heat rely on heavily, and I don't think Jimmy Butler is going anywhere. That man Bam Adebayo is going to be an all-star again. I promise you that, and Tyler Hero is going to see new levels going into his new second NBA season. Now, something worth mentioning, I guess, is that they signed Avery Bradley, who is one of the most Miami Heat players, if you could ever think of someone who embodied what they're about. He's just really tough, gritty, and he's sturdy. That man will stand his ground and he's not scared of anything or anybody. And they also picked up that man Precious out of Memphis, I believe, in the NBA draft. So really solid season for them that they're about to see. At number 7 is, the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, they did lose out on Montrezl Harrell, but got back Serge Ibaka, who was a true difference maker, and I believe, at least when it matters most, a better player than Montrezl Harrell. What made them favorites last year in the NBA when it comes to winning that championship was talent, but now I can say that they aren't the most talented team in the league no more. Lou Williams clearly took a step back and his age is starting to kick in. Now, they did also get a pretty nice left-handed guard in Luke Kennard, who was hella talented, but I'm not sure if Luke Kennard and Serge Ibaka and the new coach Ty Lue can truly fix the deep-rooted issues about this team right here. At number 6 is the 76ers. They're gonna have a bounce back year. Doc Rivers is reportedly gonna give the keys to Ben Simmons, and who knows what the hell that means, but I ain't gonna lie, this team right here is more built for Ben Simmons since they had JJ Redick, Dario Saric, Marco Bellinelli, and Ersan Ilyasova. That's when the Philadelphia 76ers were at their best, and now they regained some of their shooting abilities, having Danny Green, Seth Curry, and also Tyrese Maxey on their roster. That is a huge step in the right direction, and if I'm a Philadelphia 76ers fan, all you can have is optimism for your 2 young stars finally moving together as one unit and potentially making some noise in the NBA playoffs. I have the Milwaukee Bucks ranked at number 5. Jrue Holiday is here, and he is truly a difference maker, as you all know. But here's the thing, I believe that the Bucks have potentially maxed out their potential, and that this is the best that they could possibly do for Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is going to be the big 3 of Milwaukee for the next few years if Giannis decides to stay. Giannis, Chris, and Jrue. This is surely enough for Giannis to make it into the NBA Finals. There are no more possible excuses, and the only issue that I could potentially see with the Milwaukee Bucks going into next season is their bench, because I ain't gonna lie, their bench scares the living hell out of me. At number 4, here I have Luka Doncic and his potential MVP season, powering the Dallas Mavericks into being one of the top teams in the entire league. Dallas is trying to make sure of what I just said to becoming true by adding great defenders this season like Josh Richardson and James Johnson during the offseason. Now, this team did get a little bit worse offensively, but I ain't gonna lie, the Dallas Mavericks are going to be one of the better offensive teams in the league regardless, with or without Seth Curry. But with the additions of Josh Richardson, who was one of the greater wing defenders, and also James Johnson, who was a tough guy and knows karate or something like that, bro, they're gonna be really, really nice on the defensive end. And the Dallas Mavericks, this is exactly what they needed. At number 3, I have the Boston Celtics. They are finally going to be starting Marcus Smart and now have Tristan Thompson at their starting 5, which is huge. It helps them so much on the defensive end, and in my opinion, they have the best starting 5 in the Eastern Conference and one of the best starting 5s in the NBA in general. Jason Tatum just got that max money, that franchise player type of max money, and it's time for him to start playing and acting like a franchise player and putting up franchise player type stats, and I believe he's going to do so so, and I think that Jaylen Brown taking up a bigger role for the Celtics is going to, of course, be more beneficial for the Boston Celtics, and I think that they have another level to go to that they weren't able to tap into with Gordon Hayward's old self being a part of that roster. And now there's just two teams left that I haven't gone into yet in this very vibe-worthy long video, and the second team ranked on my power rankings list is the Denver Nuggets. Their projects that we've been talking about these last few years are going to be in full effect next season. They cleared way for MPJ and Bol by letting go of Mason Plumlee and Jeremy Grant. They're gonna be lethal this year and the year after that and the year after that. Plus this season, Jamal Murray could potentially make his very first All-Star game. We could see another level of Jamal Murray. This man showed us something that he hasn't showed us ever before in the NBA bubble, and I believe that he can carry something like that on to the NBA regular season. That way, the Denver Nuggets will be at the top, or at least towards the top, for a very long time. And I didn't even mention that man Nikola Jokic, because we all know what Nikola Jokic is gonna do. He's gonna be the best player on that team as usual. And at number one, as anybody could have easily predicted, are the Los Angeles Lakers. They got better this offseason. They got a better PG, a better center, and the sixth man of the year. Like, come on now, what is there to debate? There's not a team in the NBA that many people would favor over the Los Angeles Lakers, who are the reigning 2020 NBA champion. Whew. This is the end of the video though, man. I really do appreciate you for coming over here on my channel and seeing what I have to talk about today. If this is your first time around, or second or third time around, and if you haven't subscribed to this NBA channel, bro, what are you doing? Do so now, because I'm about to start going crazy. I'd rather let my actions speak rather than letting my words speak though. This was a really long video, and as I said earlier, I really do appreciate you for coming over here and seeing what I have to talk about today. Now what I want you to do is share this video. It's very important that you share this video, because I just talked about someone's favorite team in the NBA, and you can send this video to your friends, your family, your cousin, like anybody and everybody. Share this video. That's the only way I can make my dream come true, which is making this what I want to do in the future. So go ahead, support me, and I'll go ahead and feed y'all with this fire content. Leave a like, share, subscribe, comment, and do all that great stuff. But outside of everything that I said in today's video, I just really do hope that you, my friend, make your day great. Until then, I'll get right with you.
No way, remember back when I couldn't get a play, no home, I ain't have a place to stay, I got to work, made it free to wait, told my girl who'd ever thought.